All right, let's put in one more question here. Well, final question here comes from Liata. Liata said, "Is there a place where I can find all of your insights from the podcast written down?" She says, "I often listen to your podcast when walking to work, but can't keep stopping, pulling out a notebook, and writing your ideas down. I know that many of your ideas appear in your books, blog, and New Yorker articles, but do they cover all of your ideas? If you espouse a new idea in the podcast, you always write it down somewhere for future prosperity. I'm thinking I might have to stop listening to your podcast when walking and instead treat it like listening to a lecture, i.e., sitting down at a desk and writing down notes." Well, no, there's not right now a place where every idea from the podcast is written down, but there's a few things I will suggest here. One, the big part of the YouTube page we launched, I keep trying to make this point, is not about trying to build up a large YouTube audience. It's not about trying to be a YouTube influencer that is getting people to smash the subscribe button while doing giveaways on Minecraft videos. It's not the goal. The goal is to make the information from the podcast much more usable. So now the big ideas I talk about are going to have a core idea video. You can go to the core idea playlist on YouTube and see in one place me talking about each of the big ideas on which I base a lot of my answers. So if you hear a particular answer, like where's that coming from? There's probably going to be a core idea video where the foundational ideas are. There's deep dives on there. Usually when I'm working out an idea, I might try it a few times in answers, and at some point I'll do a deep dive on that idea. There's a playlist of just those deep dives. You can go and see those. If there's a particular question, you say, man, I'm walking and I hear this question and that seems like a big idea. Well, there's going to be a video of just that question. You can, within a couple days of that episode airing, that you can find and bookmark. And you could just go and look at, the show notes, like, oh, what was that question called? And you'll find it. It'll be posted pretty soon after it comes out. So I'm hoping the YouTube page will make it easy for people to begin pulling out. Like this will be the good archive of the information. Now, when the portal launches, and the standalone portal launches from which you can access all of the videos and podcast episodes without even having to go to YouTube, it is going to include a dedicated page for every episode of the podcast. You're going to see the show notes, the description of every question in that episode on that page. You are going to be able to play it straight from that place. You're going to see every video taken from that episode accessible in a horizontal carousel right there from that page. Once we're doing that, we might start adding more information to our show notes. So that will become a pretty good record as well. But we really are hoping that people can remix and gather their favorite questions, their favorite videos, etc. Now that they're all accessible, people can find them, they can put them into their own pages, they can put them into their own playlists. So we're really thinking this through. But the YouTube page was a major step towards making the information in this podcast way more accessible and findable and savable than it just being in the long form audio. So Liata, start there. Get used to the YouTube page. Bookmark or save videos that are important to you. Create your own playlist. That's probably the right way to begin collecting the things we talk about on the podcast that are of particular interest to you.